Breaking news, hot off the press. A brand new community, the roads are still being paved, and it's going to be a beautiful fusion of elegance and luxury. And I think it's going to check most of your boxes. Award-winning schools, great location, and did I mention brand new homes? This is your red carpet event, your private viewing of Atkins Park in Hurst, Texas. Are you ready? You may be asking yourself, hey, what is so special about Atkins Park? Well, first, it is less than a mile from Colleyville, about a mile and a half from Keller, and it's right across the street from North Richland Hills. And if you know anything about our DFW Metroplex, and especially the Tarrant County area, you know that that means it is surrounded by great communities, great suburbs. And the better news might be the location, the proximity to some of our major thoroughfares that would take you just about anywhere you want to go in and around our Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex. Let me show you what I mean. Let's put things in perspective. The main entry to Atkins Ranch is on Precinct Line, and Precinct Line will run into 183, and 183, you can take that and head all the way over to Dallas, connect you to Dallas. And the other reason why it's such a prime location is that it will take you going west. You're going to head to 820, and that would take you around to the Fort Worth side of our DFW Metroplex. So that's why this location is so unique, is because it's only a short drive to the other major thoroughfares that's going to take you and connect you to almost anywhere you want to go and need to be in our DFW Metroplex. Hi, I'm Tracy Sorrell with the DFW Life, and I help people just like you sell and buy homes in and around our Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex. And I know you can find a lot out on the internet, the bedrooms, baths, square feet, even the price. But what you may not be able to discover is how people move around in our cities, suburbs, and our different communities. Well, that's where I come in. I hop in the car, I drive around, and I introduce you to different places so you have more of a VIP access of how people really live. And if you like that behind the curtains, that VIP treatment, then you're going to want to subscribe below, press the bell, and be notified anytime anything goes down in and around our DFW Metroplex. Oh, and don't forget, give us a thumbs up. Now, back to Atkins Park. Atkins Park is situated on 30 acres, and it's going to be a boutique custom luxury community. There'll be 2 luxury builders that you can choose to create and build your dream home, Britton Homes and Toll Brothers. Well, we're going to begin our tour with Britton Homes to give you kind of an insight and idea of their construction, their quality, and what you may expect if you choose to select Britton to build your home. Now, this, I am told, this is inside scoop, that this particular plan will be part of Atkins Park. But keep in mind that builders and certain things like the floor plans and the prices, they're all subject to change. So I'm giving you a taste of the quality, the workmanship, and the beauty that you can expect with Britton Homes. Let's take our tour. This is one of Britton Homes' 1-story floor plans, and I wanted to share this one with you so you can get an understanding and appreciation for Britton Homes' craftsmanship and design. This particular home is a 4-bedroom, 4-bath. You'll be able to select from a number of floor plans and different options within the floor plans to kind of tweak it, customize it, and make it feel more like your home. Floor plans is one of those things that is subject to change. It depends on the community and what the final decisions are as far as floor plans in Atkins Park, but at least you've got a sneak peek of what you can have if you choose to allow Britton Homes create your dream home. Let's continue our tour. Well, now that you know a little bit more about Atkins Park, let's talk about the good, the bad, the pros and the cons of living, well, in any new community. And let's take a closer look at living your life in Atkins Park. Let's begin with the pros. I believe one of the main pros is the location. You're very close, just a few miles from our major thoroughfares. And trust me, you will appreciate that during your morning commute, or, well, you're in a major metroplex. Anytime you have a commute, that is going to really save you a lot of time just being so close to those areas. The second thing, well, the award-winning schools. Your students will attend Keller Independent School District, which niche.com gives it a grade of an A. Keller ISD has 25 elementary schools, 4 high schools, and I believe that Keller ISD is going to be able to take care of your student, whether the plan is to go off and have a collegiate career or to get a valuable trade or skill. They've got you covered with their variety and diversity of curriculum there at Keller ISD. Whether you have a budding swimmer or an Olympian on the way, then you have the natatorium that will serve that purpose, and a number of other sports. But for me, the academics is what's really important. And again, I think you're going to be taken care of with Keller Independent School District. Now, here's another pro. A really huge benefit of living in Atkins Park is the lot sizes. Your home will rest on about a 70-foot wide lot. And to translate that, that's about 1/4 of an acre. So that gives you a little elbow room and some space between the homes. And that's very valuable when you're in a brand new construction in a more mature community. And because I know that you're not just buying your house, you're buying the entire community. And because it is an infield and it is surrounded by more mature homes, I think it's important for us to do a quick drive around so you can see the surrounding areas and homes to yours if you choose to live in Atkins Park. Let's take a look. Well, wherever there's the good, there's the bad. And so let's go over a few of the cons. The one thing that I would say about Atkins Park, and this will be true to any brand new development if it's an infill. So an infill is when we have new communities surrounded by older. The one thing we're not getting more of is land. So if you are looking in South Lake or Keller or some of our more mature communities, you're not going to get brand new construction in a resort style community because we just don't have that amount of acreage to provide. So what you will have is a smaller setting where you have some amenities sometimes, but if you're looking for, multiple swimming pools and multiple sports courts, well, this may not be the area for you. But let's face it, if you're watching this video, then you're probably wanting the luxurious home and the location. It's like a double whammy. Oh, and the triple threat is you have great schools. The other con I would say would be its proximity to businesses. Now, these are just small boutique businesses, maybe, a bit small business. We're not talking about multiple level office space that's overlooking your backyard while you're trying to enjoy your swimming pool or your cookouts. These are just one-story businesses. And these businesses, we're not talking about a gas station or, a fast food and whatever other businesses that you don't want next to your home, although you may frequent them. And I suppose the other con would be at the beginning is the lack of mature trees within the community. But I'm certain the builders, the developers will plant trees. It's just going to take a while for them to mature. And I think the other con that you may face, and this is important, is that your community is off of Precinct Line, which is a major street that goes through Hurst, through Keller, North Richland Hills. So that's a significant street in this part of North Tarrant County. But I don't want you to feel like you have this beautiful luxury home just plopped in the middle of a 4-lane or more busy street. I am certain that the builders will create a nice entryway that can buffer you and your home from that main street. And of course, I can only imagine the landscape, the foliage, and all the plans that they have to create you a sense of privacy in your home. The next builder who can create your dream home in Atkins Park is Toll Brothers. Toll Brothers has a stellar reputation of presenting luxury homes, and you can't go wrong with selecting Toll Brothers as your builder. And I have a representation. I'm going to share with you a home, a floor plan from Toll Brothers. But remember, things are subject to change. So I just want you mainly to be exposed if you haven't seen a Toll Brothers home and you've never heard of them, depending on where you live. But this would just give you a sneak peek of what you might get if you decide to build with Toll Brothers. Let's go ahead and take a look. Toll Brothers is your other option in Atkins Park that will build you a beautiful home. And I want you to see their design, their craftsmanship, and what they can offer you if you decide to use Toll Brothers as your builder. Well, this one, I got right to the rooms that mean the most to you. Your areas to entertain, your kitchen, your prep kitchen. Oh, you heard me correctly. There are 2 kitchens. Your primary suite, each of the bedrooms is an ensuite. Now, this exact plan may or may not be available in Atkins Park, but be assured that you will have a beautiful home if you decide to build with Toll Brothers. Let's enjoy the rest of the tour. Well, now that we've seen the pretty, let's get down to business. Let's cover things that are subject to change. The builders will bring with them floor plans that are tried and proven, that consumers want, consumers love. But that is something that is subject to change. Oh, and the other thing that's subject to change is the price. Now, I've got a little inside scoop, and I understand that to get into those homes, whether it's Britton or Toll Brothers in Atkins Park, you're looking at about $1 million. And honestly, that sounds about right. Anytime you get an infill home, whether it's Keller, Southlake, or one of our surrounding communities, you know, those prices are going to be significant because of the price of land. And to get a brand new home on a quarter of an acre, you can expect to be somewhere around that price. Now, that could go up. I don't imagine it's going to go down much, but certainly just be prepared for somewhere in that range of $1 million. Could creep up to, around 2 million. But this is a real good time, let's get down to business, to be able to pick your lot. So I am going to share with you the big grand opening, unveiling, get in there for your pre-sale date. But when that time comes, you can pick your lot, you can pick your plan, and you can pick your elevation. Because if you get in early, it's like you're in a candy store. You can pick whatever you want. But once you start waiting for the community to mature more, then many times the builders are a little hesitant. Maybe they even have an agreement to where, we can only create this home, especially with this elevation, within a certain number of homes from another one that's very similar, because you're in a luxury community. Do you really want every other home to look alike? I don't think so. So they're going to work really hard to protect that. That's why it's so important to get in early so you can have the pick of the litter. And here's my favorite topic, and that is, hey Tracy, if I am buying a brand new home, do I really need a realtor? And my answer to you is emphatically, absolutely. Think of it this way on a practical standpoint. If you are going to the builder's representative, and however friendly, warm, engaging, and inviting they are, they work for the builder who is the seller. So their fiduciary duty is to the builder. That's understandable. Don't you deserve the same level of advocacy? Someone who works for you and looking out for your best interest. Now you're looking out for the pretty, the design center, and all of that kind of fun. I'm looking out for other things, and I'll bring other things to your attention that you may not notice or think of because you're so excited, you're in the hype of it all. Design center for one. I've had people who just go wild at the design center, and then sometimes they have a little regret because they went overboard. Well, we can have those kinds of discussions. I mean, there are certain things you absolutely want the builder to take care of, especially if it's dealing with wiring, because we don't want to avoid warranties. But there are other things that if we can calm down our excitement, that we can probably do later. But that's just the little things. But there's so much involved with having your dream home that's well beyond just the home. So yes, absolutely. You're going to want to comment if you're thinking about getting a new construction home. Let's connect and make sure we focus on the real important things that you might overlook. So yes, you do need a realtor to represent you during new construction. Now that we've got the business part out of the way, let's talk about some fun things. I suspect, although you have a beautiful home, that at some point you're going to open the front door, lift your garage, and drive and explore the things to do around Atkins Park. Let's take a look. Now let's take a look at the things that you're going to do, go and explore living in Atkins Park. So here is precinct line, and remember that's going to take you either toward Dallas or toward Fort Worth. 820 really is a loop, so we call that loop 820 because it loops around Fort Worth. Speaking of Fort Worth, well, let's talk about some of the things you're going to be able to enjoy and explore. Fort Worth is about 15 minutes from your home in Atkins Park, and Fort Worth is where we celebrate our Western heritage. This is where we see real live horses, real life cowboys on those horses, and those cowboys are driving those horses through the stockyard. And that's a real fun experience. If you have not gone there, you absolutely need to put that on your things to do list. And Fort Worth, well, that's where we get our nationally acclaimed, awarded zoo. In fact, the Fort Worth Zoo is one of the top zoos in the entire country. And you're going to enjoy so much art and culture in Fort Worth. And although it has a Western culture, I don't mean to give you the impression that everybody is a cowboy. Now, there are plenty of people in cowboy boots and they're wearing their cowboy hats, but don't mistake that for a lack of sophistication. You're going to find so many beautiful art around Fort Worth, the museums, the restaurants, Sundance Square. You're going to really enjoy exploring Fort Worth. Now, on the other side, like we mentioned, of precinct line, you're going to keep driving until you head over to the city of Dallas. And there is no way you're coming to the Metroplex and you're not going to explore Dallas. Now, Dallas is a little farther away. We're talking about 30 miles from your home. And whether you're going to Dallas or to Fort Worth, you're definitely going to want to invest in one of our toll passes because there is a price to pay for driving on our roads free. But Dallas, let's face it, it's a major metropolitan area. So you're going to get a wealth of sophistication, fun, almost anything you want to do, shopping, restaurants. It's right there in Dallas. Now let's bring it closer to home. Let's take a look at some more things that you're going to do. All right, moving closer to home, this is what you can expect. Well, you're, like I said earlier, you're less than a mile from Colleyville. And Colleyville is it's one of the safest cities in the entire country. In Colleyville, once you go into certain parts of Colleyville, it's going to be picturesque. So you're not going to be able to avoid checking out Colleyville. You're just too close not to go. And then we have the city of Keller. Keller is just a couple of miles away from you. In fact, some of the homes in Keller is going to feel like they're right next to you, although you are in Hurst. And Keller is known as the family-friendly city in Texas. So they have that claim to fame. And then, of course, you are very close to Southlake. Southlake is about 6 miles away, Southlake Town Center. And Southlake is what I like to coin the Beverly Hills of Texas. And of course, you have Roanoke. So Roanoke is a little bit farther. It's about 10 or 12 miles away from your home. And Roanoke is the unique food capital of Texas. And downtown Roanoke, you're gonna really enjoy walking around and just embracing some of the heritage and history in the downtown area of Roanoke. Speaking of downtown areas and embracing history and enjoying walking around, well, you are just a short drive, like 7 miles away from Grapevine, and downtown historic Grapevine, and that's where you're going to feel like you've been transported into some kind of Hallmark movie, especially during the Christmas time. And guess what? Grapevine is known as the Christmas capital of Texas. And while you're in Grapevine, you're out and exploring. At some point, you're going to get on the water. You're going to check out Grapevine Lake, where you're going to boat. You're going to just sit out, just enjoy the lake, the peace, the quiet. And yes, somebody's going to maybe get in a ski-doo, a jet ski, and have a lot of fun on the lake. But Lake Grapevine is only about 20 miles away because you kind of have to drive around to get to the lake to where you can enter and enjoy. And last but not least, the Dallas-Fort Worth International Airport. I know that's important whether you are traveling for business or pleasure. The DFW Airport is only about 10 miles away from your home. Now, for the moment you've been waiting for. The grand opening, February 2025, is when it is projected to begin pre-selling in Atkins Park. So if you're watching this video and you're thinking, oh, Tracy, I am definitely interested in Atkins Park, then you are going to want to comment, give me a call, grab one of those links so we can get together and get you in there early so you can get your lot, your design. Hi, I'm Tracy Sorrell with the DFW Life, and I help people like you move in and around our Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex. And I know that sometimes that picking a home, that's the easy part. But maneuvering around and negotiating, not so much. So if you're thinking about a brand new construction, if you're thinking about Atkins Parks or anywhere in our DFW Metroplex, hey, do me a favor, comment below, give me a call, grab a one-on-one consultation link so we can set up a Zoom call to see where in our DFW Metroplex is the best place for you to create your new memories and call home.